Welcome to In Our Words, a weekly segment of LNP's Opinion section that highlights some of the week's most thought-provoking issues. The following are the opinions of the LNP Editorial Board and not the news department. By Thanksgiving, the public will no longer be able to listen in on police dispatches in Lancaster County, as LNP reported last week. Lancaster County Commissioners directed Lancaster Countywide Communications to encrypt police transmissions, blocking the public and media from hearing what's going on in the county. Police officers have a dangerous, difficult job, more difficult and dangerous than most of us can probably imagine, and we wouldn't want to support any measure that would make life more perilous for a police officer. But there's no evidence that radio transmissions have made policing more dangerous or more difficult. When a house exploded outside Millersville recently, people who heard and felt the blast were desperate for information about what happened. Emergency responders were busy doing what they do best, and supervisors at Lancaster Countywide Communications had no information. The only way LNP could inform the public about the situation in the moments after the explosion was by monitoring the police scanner. In an emergency situation, the media needs to work with law enforcement to keep the public informed. Encryption will also limit transparency and serve as an obstacle to the media. And less transparency breeds mistrust and suspicion. That's the last thing anyone, including police, needs. We urge the commissioners to reconsider this order and at the very least seek a compromise. This is not about getting to the crime scene first. We're big fans of transparency here because when it begins to erode, we're all in trouble. Someone walking a dog smelled gas. 30 minutes later, lives changed. That house explosion in Manor Township killed a UGI worker, but the blast also injured two other UGI workers and a Lancaster Sewer Authority employee. The workers were investigating a gas leak. The home at 206 Springdale Lane was destroyed, and 4 neighboring houses have since been condemned. Fire crews heroically went in after the blast to rescue the victims. We should never take such heroics for granted. Springdale Lane neighbors certainly didn't, as they rightly applauded the first responders Sunday. And though we might not think of them as first responders, UGI workers fit that category. Someone smells gas and calls UGI. People are evacuated from their homes. Everyone else is leaving for their own protection as UGI workers are going in to investigate. It's a dangerous job. As LNP reported, chunks of debris, including pieces of roof and walls and broken furniture, littered the neighborhood, even hanging from nearby trees. The windows and doors in the house next door were blasted from their frames. It's a wonder no one else was seriously injured or worse. Now we wait for investigators to tell us how something like this could have happened, how a lazy Sunday in July can be interrupted by a terrifying explosion, flying debris, and rescue crews wading into rubble that just a few minutes before constituted the sum total of someone's worldly possessions. As we anxiously await answers, let's not forget those families who will be dealing with Sunday's explosion long after the rest of us have moved on. Let's also remember that in all that was lost Sunday afternoon on Springdale Lane, there was no shortage of heroes. That'll do it for In Our Words this week. If you have an opinion you would like to share with us, you can email us at lancasterletters@lnpnews.com. You can also see what we think in the opinion section at lancasteronline.com. I'm Rich Maneri. We'll see you next time.